my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.
Tatum drives down and throws it down. Wow!
The throw, rainbows it down the right side for Kyle Pitts. He's got it. He's there. Touchdown. Oh, my.
Oh my indeed. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Bits podcast with Moko here to talk about all things Boston Celtics and the offseason. And we're going to start Florida content soon as August rolls around. So I'm happy to do that. And we're going to be doing it on a separate, funny enough, I'm going to announce it right now. We're doing it on a separate video, like a separate little series called Gator Bits, instead of putting it on this thing, which is more Boston or like a basketball oriented. We're going to do a separate thing. For myself personally, it's just me. For my college football content. But yeah, let's keep rolling with this NBA.
College football.
Yeah. I know Reed isn't, but we're keeping rolling with this NBA content because we got a lot to talk about.
Absolutely.
First things first, we discussed this a couple days ago about when the post-game reaction came out, but we are going to talk about the finals. So Bucks won 4-2. Really surprising, coming back from an 0-2 deficit.
Winning four in a row.
Can we first speak about that? Like, I know I said this in the post-game review, but like, we did not expect the Bucks to go this far, nor to win the championship with all the narratives being surrounded. You know, everyone's predicting them to be out in the second round, and a bunch of other like factors that I'm going to bring up later. But I mean, what are your like first thoughts about the Bucks victory? Because as like a whole thing, as like an NBA impact, et cetera. Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
On that?
I mean, first off, obviously, big congratulations to them. They played their hearts out. I thought it was a good series. They came in, they won 4 straight after going down 2-0. So, major props to them. Giannis dropping 50 in the last game really like gave them that push that they needed. But, honestly, I think one of the biggest takeaways as like a overall NBA kind of like impact, this kind of solidifies Giannis in the all-time conversation. I don't exactly know if like we're going to say like, like top 15, top 10 or something like that. But basically he's in that narrative now, because he's got 5 all-star selections, 5 all-NBA selections, defensive player of the year, 2-time MVP, NBA champion, and a finals MVP now. And he's only 26 years old. So he has quite the resume already. And I think unless, he has some like major career altering injury, he's going to keep doing this stuff. I don't know if he's going to be able to win another championship. He could, who knows, depending on if he moves or if they bring some more talent to Milwaukee. But I think this definitely solidifies Giannis's legacy as one of the greatest Bucks to ever play. Well,
I guess that's a good point. I agree. I don't think he's in the conversation. I think he's going to be great. He's great. He's like definitely an all-time as a player, but not, I don't think all-time currently, but I don't think all time is like, or he's a top like whatever many player. I put the words wrong. I was wording it wrong, but like he's not an all-time player.
Yeah, exactly. And I was saying the same thing. Like I don't know exactly where he is in that.
Yeah,
but
he's up there. He's getting up there.
He's starting to get there for sure.
He's starting to get there. But like my thing is that this proves that small market teams can win when they put all the chips on the line, and basically relying on Giannis and putting the pieces that they needed to around him. Basically, they gambled on Drew Holiday, like trading away all their picks and everything to get Drew Holiday. So that I guess that did pay out for what it's worth. I mean, he was still inconsistent regardless. And did he almost triple doubled in the last game. Yeah. But he went 4 for 19 again. He did not have a good shooting night in the last game. So you're right. They totally took a big gamble on him. They took a big gamble. I think it helped. He definitely helped like perimeter, like defensive wise playmaking. He definitely helped where they needed to. Just it was a big gamble because like, again, Drew Holiday he's getting old. I think he's old, isn't he? Isn't he like super?
I don't know if he's like super old, but I think he's in his 30s. I'm going to fact check that right now.
Check it. Oh, he's 31. So
31. So yeah,
he is.
So he's like not like, he's like getting there. He's starting to get there. He's got like maybe like 5 more years.
And I'm pretty sure this is the first time in NBA history, according to my knowledge in recent history, that a small market team has defied everyone's expectation and narrative to win a finals. You can't say that about any like the Spurs teams or anything because they were expected to win. Miami Heat, you can't like they had Dwayne Wade and all that, so they expected to win.
I wouldn't necessarily call Miami a small market team by any means.
No, not anymore. Again, I remember looking through all this the finals in the past year, like 20 years, and I couldn't find anyone anywhere that was like, oh, the team like shouldn't have won or whatever. Like they're all like kind of like everyone was very high on those certain teams. to win. Like, and they had good players. Like you could go, like we were talking about this after the post-game reaction, but the Pistons, when they won in 2004, their team was like kind of insane. Like I didn't realize they had like Chauncey Billups and they had, who was it? Was it Ben Wallace?
I think Ben Wallace.
Rasheed Wallace and Ben Wallace. The Wallace twins. I don't think they're actually twins, but
I don't think they're actually related. But it's like the same thing with like Cameron Squared.
Squared,
like, we'll put them in the same. Put them in the same vein.
So point being, small market team that wins. It's the first time that they've defied every single narrative possible to win. Because like I can list them off right now. So basically, Giannis being what narrative is like the Giannis is the only good player, but carrying the Bucks, and they can't make. He's basically just like a bulldozer, just driving to the paint the whole time to carry them. The second narrative is that the Bucks should have lost to the Nets. Like everyone predicted the Nets to go to the finals or Sixers to go to the finals. Completely crapped on everyone's, thoughts on that.
I mean, they can't. I mean, it was a good series, 7-game series.
Exactly.
We had that one of the clutchest shots ever hit. Yeah. All right, Kevin Durant, if his foot just a little bit further back, we might be having a different conversation.
Yeah.
But before you keep going with the narratives, I just want to say that like a lot of people are going to say that they should have lost to the Nets or something like that. And as a Nets fan, I'm going to say like, you have
the right to say that
it should have happened.
Your superstars were injured. So,
well, I mean, yeah, kind of, but also like at the same time, it's like, all right, we should have won, but we didn't. So like, suck it up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Kind of deal. Like, it's like
understandable.
Tough luck.
Tough luck. Deal. And I'm going to keep going. So the next thing is that they're very consistent. Like Middleton and Drew Holiday has been very inconsistent throughout the whole, and all the bench players generally were inconsistent. So like, it was a very inconsistent team, and we could not see them being like lasting this long and playing this well, like for this long to win the finals. That's another one. The biggest one that I think it is, I think that, biggest narrative that got shattered this whole playoffs was Chris Middleton not being a true second option. He was on a cycle of being prime MJ to crap on the bench, but he pulled out when he needed to. Like look at game, what is it, 5 and 6? He pulled out when he needed to.
Yeah, I mean, he had a 40-point game.
Yeah,
at some point during this
series. He pulled
an
MJ.
I think it was game 4 or game 5.
And his shot creation was on point. He was like MJ level on point, and that's what I think this proves that Middleton is not as bad as people say he is. I think he'd definitely be a solid second option for the Bucks for the future, especially if you keep pairing with Giannis and then have a Drew Holiday type at the.
I mean, he definitely had some issues during the playoffs. I think for this playoffs, he shot 43% from the field, so it's not great. But I mean, a lot of people were saying like, oh, well, like Middleton is not like Giannis has to carry the whole team. Middleton can't put enough onto offensive pressure on Middleton. But I mean, they proved him wrong. Obviously, he had a great playoffs, I think.
And he stepped up when Giannis was down. Like think about when Giannis was injured for like a game or two, he stepped up. So he became the number one option for about 2 games. But then the last one, a little bit smaller, that DiVincenzo was out. I don't know. I think he was out most of the year. So they won without one of their best
play
guards.
once in the playoffs. I know that.
No. Well, yeah, not in the playoffs. So he was definitely lost. Out. They definitely lost a key like guard piece, a key rotation piece, and they had to rely on Pat Connaughton a lot more and Brent Forbes a lot more.
Well, because DiVincenzo was I don't know if he started, but he was like a 6-man. If he didn't
started. He started. He's the number. He's
he was there. Like he was pretty much their go-to catch and shoot guy.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, I think his numbers were a little lower than a catch and shoot guy. Like he's not Joe Harris level, but he's definitely a threat when you leave him out there.
Joe Harris this past playoff did not have a great run.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say Joe Harris was good in the regular season. He was consistent. So
he was great during the regular season. But yeah,
give him credit.
But, I mean, we're not talking about that. But I always thought DiVincenzo was their catch and shoot guy, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, he's all right. Again, they had a key piece that they lost. So point being, a lot of things we expected never happened, or they defied our expectations.
The odds were kind of stacked against them in a way. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I want to say, like necessarily stacked against them, but I mean, like I don't think anybody really expected this to happen.
No one did. That's why I was bringing this up. Especially when small market team that defied all odds and won.
Absolutely. Especially when the Suns went up 2-0, like pretty much everybody was like, "That's a wrap."
Suns and foe. Everyone was like, "Suns and foe."
Everyone was like, "Suns and foe." Like it's going to be over. It's not even a competition.
Yeah.
But I mean, congrats to the Bucks, dude. They had a great playoff run, I think.
I know, and it was amazing to watch. I mean, I was again, my Celtics got knocked out the first round, so just kind of a sad day, but whatever.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I was thoroughly entertained from pretty much every game I watched these entire playoffs. I thought it was a really great, just from everyone, especially like watching the Hawks go way further than everybody expected them to go.
Eastern Conference Finals of all things.
Yeah, like I think people were like, oh, are the Bucks even like? I think we knew they were going to make the playoffs, but we were like, oh, it's a first round exit kind of deal, like maybe second round. But yeah, I mean, they made it all the way to the conference finals, so I think it was a very exciting playoff series despite all the injuries.
Exactly. And again, this proves that like there's parity now in the NBA after, the super teams have fallen. And I think there's a lot more of like, who's going to win now? Cause we don't know, like we had the Nets going, but now they got knocked out. We had the Suns going, they lost in the finals. So, that was my prediction, Suns Nets, but still.
Yeah.
I think I had Jazz. I might've had the Jazz actually winning. I was really high on the Jazz, but they lost again. So I guess my expectation.
Yeah. They lost in the first round as well. Yeah. I don't know, just like a lot of, I think these playoffs were like, I know a lot of people are going to say that they were like marred with injuries, which is kind of true. There were a lot of injuries for sure. But I mean, there were some like great series that we had, and a lot of, I don't even want to say, like just like kind of shattering expectations in a way, like a lot of teams doing things that we really did not think that they were going to be able to do.
Exactly. And this, hopefully this continues on for the future, because I don't want to deal with the time. Because again, I was an NBA fan during the the Heat era where they were dominating, and then I was the whole time I was an NBA fan, like a huge NBA fan, was when the Warriors were just dominating. Yeah, and I feel like Warriors versus LeBron. It was just really boring, and like it's not as
exciting. And that's coming from me. Like I'm like a Nets fan, and like we're a super team, And like I honestly know it's like it is pretty boring to like just have the same. I'm also a Yankees fan. All right, a lot of people hate the Yankees because they just keep winning, and I totally get that. It's boring to just watch the same team win over and over again. So I'm really happy that the Bucks were able to pull out, and also I think it proves that the Eastern Conference is becoming more competitive.
Yep, and I just realized I only had one headphone in this whole time. I was looking goofy. I was just like this. I was like, why are my other ears showing? I'm like, I'm an idiot.
You're back on the DJ table.
Oh, there we go. Yep, I am a DJ for people who don't know, for fun. I think that concludes the finals talk. I mean, holistically, I think this shows that small market teams can win if they really, put all the chips to the table, get draft a superstar and develop well and
develop the superstar, and also
especially develop.
And big credit to Giannis for also like developing himself, coming in, looking the way he did. And then, I mean, I'm sure everyone saw that picture. Like it's absolutely crazy. The dude was built like a
skinny tree trunk.
Yeah, seriously.
Too thick. Yeah, that's a good way.
Now he's like
Durant.
Seriously. But now he's like just this beast of a man.
I know. That is crazy. Again, I guess that's the like if any small market team wants to win, that's the formula. Follow the Bucks formula to win a finals or an NBA finals. So
I mean, it's going to be hard to draft another Giannis, but like I think like develop your players. Don't just like they don't work out, don't just trade them immediately. Maybe try to work them out with something. And I mean, same
have
thing
a good coach and training staff to develop them. That's the thing. I always like my little mentality about like front offices and staffs is like, they're the main reason why people like pass or fail in the NBA. Like if you have a bad coaching staff, they're going to fail. If you put them under a good coaching staff, they will succeed. Just like in Boston, we've had good coaching staffs who can develop talent. That's why I can see that firsthand.
Yeah, but not only coaching, like the whole front office. Because like we've seen like crap go down in like Sacramento. Like they have like a terrible front office. They don't know what they're doing, kind of thing. And
they have drafted well. I mean, I like De'Aaron Fox. Buddy Hield was. I like
De'Aaron Fox too. Buddy Hield, Marvin Bagley. I don't know if they drafted Marvin Bagley, right?
They did second round.
Yeah. So like they've had good drafts, but
2.
They just haven't been able to find success. And I think a lot of that is the front office.
Yeah, and that's like my little rant about why these teams suck.
Coaching is super important.
Exactly. And I mean, that's it. We got a lot more news to roll through. So let's move on to the next one. I think you're going to talk a lot more about this one than I will, because I think you have a little bit more written down from your end than me. But Dame confirmed that he does not want to be traded, or he's not asking to be traded. Correction. He's not asking.
Yeah.
So that means he might get traded against his will.
We have no idea what's going to happen, because obviously it's the NBA. People say a lot of stuff. I did write down that Dame confirmed it, but then earlier today I saw that teams were still pushing for him.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that I think Dame, if he's going to stick to his word.
Mm-hmm.
So he says he's not leaving Portland. I think he's going to stay in Portland. But he did have a quote where he says, he said, "What I can say is my intention and my heart has always been set on being in a Trailblazers uniform for my entire career." So obviously he wants to stay there. And he says that, obviously he wants to win a championship in a Trailblazers uniform. But we, meaning the front office, all have to be making strides towards that. So basically Dame is saying that
he's calling out the front office.
To stay in Portland. Yeah, kind of calling out the front office. Like, he wants to stay in Portland. He obviously loves the city, loves the fans, but he can't, carry this team to a championship. He needs help, and he's acknowledged that, and he knows that. I think pretty much everybody
help me.
Like, some like Kevin Hart. Type. But
that's his call for help.
He needs some help. So I don't know exactly what they're going to do in terms of building around him, because they have a couple decent pieces, in like CJ, Melo, Nurkic. Melo, is getting older, but still a good scorer. So they need to, I think, start thinking about, or not start, but they need to be thinking about how they're going to build around specifically Dame. Because I think I love CJ McCollum, but I don't think that those two are going to be able to win a championship together, or at least not just those two. They need
tried that.
Exactly. They tried it. I think I think they should trade CJ, try to maybe get, maybe even trade CJ and Nurkic, try to get an all-star big man, and then build a better bench around Dame or something around that nature. Obviously, I'm not an NBA coach, so I don't really know the specifics of it. But they need to build around Dame. But to me, I think it's kind of difficult to build around him, just because he demands like so much attention from the offense. But and he can play off the ball relatively well, but his prime bread and butter is on the playing with the ball in his hands. So I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to really build a championship team around him, but Dame is good enough. He's smart enough. I trust what the Blazers are going to do for him. And I think it's very possible. They just got to build the right team around him.
It's funny that, let's see. Oh, I remember listening to a few of my podcasts, and they talk about Portland being like, the GM is absolute trash. Second of all, they don't want to pay the luxury tax, which means they won't want to pay for a third superstar, because they already are paying for Dame and CJ. So basically that leaves them no cap space to buy, trade for anybody. And I think it's just a big front office thing. I think that's the reason why Dame and Portland can't win a title at all. It's because the front office is not making the necessary sacrifices to
get him the pieces he needs.
Exactly. Take the words right out of my mouth. But yeah, Portland, terrible situation. Unless they hire a new GM, Damian Lillard's out of there. I 100% guarantee that. If they don't find a new GM, or they don't change their ways, Dame is out of there. He's probably going to play for the Lakers. I don't know, somebody that actually cares about him.
Who knows where he's going to want to go. But I think they also just hired a new head coach, and I think Damian Lillard wanted somebody else in the head coaching position. I can't remember. I think it was they didn't hire Chauncey Billups, but I think CJ.
They hired Chauncey Billups for the Portland job
for the Blazers.
Yep.
Then I think I'm pretty sure he wanted someone else. But either way, you pretty much summed it up. If it's a front office thing, then that's a whole different story. Because if they don't want to pay that extra luxury tax to try to get that third superstar to really push them over the edge, or not even like a superstar, they just need another all-star kind of guy. Doesn't even have to be an all-star. I think they need a better big man personally, because Nurkic isn't bad, but they need better defense on
I agree.
better rim protection. And they could also do, they could use some more perimeter defense. So that's what
they were the worst defensive team in the league last year. So
so they clearly need to build up their defense. Oh, I think No, I'm thinking of someone else. You might be
You're
right.
probably thinking of the Nets. You're probably thinking of the Nets being the terrible defense team.
No, I think we were 27th or something.
27. Yeah, you guys were
27 out of 30.
You were not the worst. You were not the worst. After
worst.
Harden decided to actually play some defense, and KD decided to step up yet a little bit.
Some defense.
So yeah, we talked a lot about Damian Lillard. Again, my little ultimatum is that they don't find a new GM or a new front office, and if they don't, hopefully Chauncey Billups can stay. I like him, but apparently there's some backlash right when he got hired. So we don't know how that's going to go. So again, the front office doesn't get fixed. Dame's out of there. He's going to destroy the Blazers and whatever team he goes to.
Yeah. So, and if Dame leaves, then I think honestly they're probably just going to blow the whole team up.
Blow the whole team up. Yeah, blow the whole team up.
And go for a rebuild.
Exactly. So yeah, we got. I think that's it for the Dame. Dame a lot. I said everything I wanted to say about Dame. So let's move on to Team USA. Yeah, Kevin Love and Bradley Beal are out. I think it was due to injury and COVID and yada yada. So guess who is replacing them? JaVale McGee and Keldon Johnson. Shaq and a fool. JaVale McGee is on the court for Team USA.
Shaq and a fool legend.
Shaq and a fool legend. JaVale McGee is on the court. So, on my first thoughts, I want to say I like Keldon Johnson. He's a great young player, and I think he's going to be a great addition to Team USA. JaVale McGee. Was no one else available?
I guess he was I want to imagine it where they were scrolling through all the contacts and doesn't answer. Like JaVale definitely
said nah, fam, nah.
Or something like that. No, JaVale definitely was the first guy to answer the phone, and then they were like, all right, we'll take him.
Bro. Now, my little suspicion.
I mean, he's not bad, you know? I mean, obviously.
It's not bad, but, he's not the best
thought they would have
option.
gone with, Christian Wood or
Christian
something
Wood,
like that.
John Collins, Triple J, if he's healthy.
So definitely an interesting choice, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, but it's funny that a lot of, speculation is coming out, why they picked JaVale, and I think it's funny that a lot of people are conspiracy theorizing that they picked JaVale specifically to vlog Team USA along with Matisse Thybulle, because Melo did that in 2004, 2013, somewhere around there between those years, and they won the gold medal.
I think it was 2008 or 2012.
I don't know
exactly.
I forgot it's one of those years in between to 2012, 2015.
Yeah, basically, he vlogged the whole thing, and then we won gold. So they're trying to rebuild that.
They're trying to rebuild that with Matisse Thybulle and JaVale McGee on YouTube, while the rest of them are actually playing real basketball.
Matisse Thybulle was playing for the Australian team.
I thought he was playing for US. Is he not?
He plays for Australia.
Oh crap! That means Australia's winning, bro. Matisse Thybulle's way bigger of a YouTube personality than JaVale McGee.
Hey! Do not discount. Do not discount JaVale McGee. All right. Do not count my Shaq to the full MVP out.
Oh my god!
Right?
Yeah.
No, honestly, I feel like he might. I really hope. I'm praying that he surprises everyone, just drops 40 points or something.
And 5 blocks every game.
Yeah, I really want him to just come out and just with some weird fire under him and just be all right, I'm gonna absolutely tear these Olympics up. And coming from him, I just think it would be so perfect.
It'd be funny. And yeah, I mean that's all I wanted to talk about, because I thought it was a downgrade, but you know what? If JaVale McGee brings us the gold by vlogging, we'll do it.
Yeah, well, I mean we'll take what we can get for the gold. Especially after losing, one of our biggest offensive pieces in Bradley Beal.
Yeah, I was actually really sad about that when I first saw.
Same, because I think he was also the first.
Bradley Beal's not going to be on. Not going to be on the team
anymore. He's the first wizard to ever represent Team USA, and now he can't because he had to. I think it was health and safety protocols.
Oh wait, JaVale McGee has 65,000 subscribers.
That's over 500,000. That's a pretty good following.
Yeah, he's over 500,000. Now, Matisse, I'm going to look this up. Matisse Thybulle. How many followers or subscribers does he have? He has only 427.
427,000?
Yeah. So I guess that means JaVale's winning us the gold, baby. More subscribers.
Has more subscribers. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to JaVale McGee. If you're subscribed to Matisse Thybulle, unsubscribe until the Olympics are over,
and subscribe to the Sports With podcast. There we go.
That's right.
Plug.
Amen.
Next one. Next, we got Wes Unseld Jr. I didn't really want to talk about him because it was like, oh, he's a good pickup for the Wizards. But you had a lot to say about him, so I want you to take this.
So actually,
segment.
I for whatever reason, something possessed me to do some extra research into this guy, and it's actually I think he has a really interesting story that more people should be talking about. So essentially, his dad won. This he goes way back into the Washington Wizards program. This was when they were the Washington Bullets. His dad, Wes Unseld Sr. won the Finals MVP in 1978, and was the only championship that the Wizards have won. Or not the Wizards. I guess they were the Bullets at the time, but it's the only championship that the Washington team has won. And so that's for his father. So he's obviously deeply rooted in this organization. And then he's been with the Wizards for 14 seasons as a scout and an assistant coach. He's been credited with creating Washington's offensive game plan, and, just like having really solid offense and defense. But he had 3 consecutive top 10 offensive seasons in 2004 to 2007. So obviously he knows what he's doing on the offensive end. He was the Nuggets defensive coordinator when the Nuggets had a top 10 defense as well. So obviously he knows what he's doing on both ends of the floor. And yeah, like I said, he has a lot of history with the Wizards. He's already been speaking with Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal about what they need to do to try to, push Washington into this next. Not even I mean, I guess honestly on paper
playoff contention.
They should be a contender on paper when you have Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. Maybe not a contender, but definitely they should not be missing the playoffs on paper with those two guys. Like that should not happen. But yeah, I mean they got knocked out out first round.
Play-in tournament.
No,
they won the play-in tournament.
They got a gentleman's sweep from Philly first round, but I'm pretty sure they've been missing the playoffs, every other year. So, or not every other year, but like, you know what I mean? They haven't made the playoffs in a while. Definitely have not made it past the first round in a while.
No, it's funny that when you were talking about this, like that whole time, my mic stand like fell off, like started falling. I was like, crap.
I heard you like say something. I was like, I'm just going to let him figure it out. I'm not going to say anything about it.
Yeah. I was just like panicking, trying to fix my mic.
Yeah, I heard you falling
on me.
Oh shit. I was like, is he good?
Yeah, but I mean, after I was listening while you were while I was fixing that, but Wes Unseld underrated hire. I mean, like you've kind of convinced me that Wes Unseld has more like experience and like a lot more things than I thought because I didn't do much research into him. So like,
yeah,
you definitely
I'm sure
pulled
that
it out.
if you dig into these other coaches, I'm sure you can find some interesting stuff about them. But I just wanted to talk about him specifically because he has that history with the organization. And I think that, this is like his homecoming kind of thing. So like maybe, he's going to come in and like you said, make these guys playoff contention.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, it's not just the front. I think not just the head coach, but I think the front office needs to work better to find, pieces to get around Bradley Beal. And Thomas Bryant, I think, is a great center. And I think Davis Bertans, if he can get back to what he was about 2 years ago, he's a great stretch 4. So they have good pieces. They have good pieces. Ish Smith is a great backup point guard. So I'm just saying they have good pieces. It's just they need to put it all together. Maybe Westbrook isn't the answer. They got to trade him to the Lakers for picks and some more bench depth.
And they have a huge, I think it was, Wes Unseld and Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, they all had a conversation. I got this from like an ESPN article. So they had a conversation. They were talking about how they want Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook want accountability on the court. I don't exactly know what that means, what they want, but
doesn't sound very good to start if they're talking about accountability now.
I don't really know what that means, but I think they know that offense isn't necessarily the problem. No. They need better defense. Yeah. Thomas Bryant is a young center right now. If he can become a solid rim protector, and Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal can, be serviceable perimeter defenders, then Washington's going to have a lot more success.
Agreed. And is that all you want to talk about? Because you've said everything you needed to say about the Wizards, man. Because I'm not really a Wizards fan. I know we are.
I'm not a Wizards fan either. I just think
we might go to the games.
I like Bradley Beal, and I think they're interesting. And we go to school right there, so we
go to school right there. Well, the only reason we go to games there is because we want to see our team play.
Yeah. That's like a secondary Wizards fan.
Secondary Wizards fan. But
Yeah, first Wizards fan, like first removed or whatever you want to call
first
it.
removed. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
But next head coach we're going to talk about, Jason Kidd, might be cheeks. That's all we have on him. I don't know. I don't think Luka fully liked the hire from my reports that I was reading about.
I didn't see anyone say too many good things about it either.
Exactly. And it's just like a history of bad things. And also like, it just didn't give me hope over Rick Carlisle was the best option for the Mavs. Yeah. I was having a stroke because I was just thinking about how much they lost and a great coach in Carlisle too. Him pissing him off, making him leave to go to Indiana, and picking up Jason Kidd of all people. Not the greatest outcome.
I don't think Jason Kidd didn't do too well when he was with the Bucks.
No, right? He destroyed.
He had a good defensive game.
Yeah,
their offense wasn't great. You having issues again?
Yeah, having issues again. I was gonna say once I get my mic fixed, I was gonna say he ruined Giannis. He's accredited for ruining Giannis's jump shot. So that already says a lot.
Yeah, no bueno.
No bueno. That's all I'm gonna say. He ruined Giannis's jump shot. Allegedly ruined Giannis's jump shot. So we're gonna leave it to that. I didn't really want to talk to him about that much, but we have a big news headline to talk about. Play-in tournament is extended for next year, so we're gonna have the play-in tournament.
Why?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not too sure why they did that.
Players Association signed off on it, and this got us into a little deep dive of like the Players Association's hierarchy. And
we did like mad research, but like we were doing some hefty research into the NBA Players Association. And we found some pretty interesting stuff. Yeah,
like who represents each teams and the officers. So first things first, why is what's his name? Crud, I can't find the website. Point being, why is Garrett Temple a vice president of the Players Association is my question. And you have like Jaylen Brown, you have Harrison
vice
Barnes.
Presidents.
Yeah, six vice presidents.
There's 6 vice presidents and then 1 first vice president.
I forgot who was it?
I think it was Iguodala the first vice president.
Yeah, Iguodala. I think Iguodala or Draymond, someone like that. And then it's Chris Paul.
I think it was Draymond. I think it was Iggy.
Iggy. Point being, it was like this kind of goofy.
This weird hierarchy that they have.
Yeah. So it's funny enough that my one note I had about this is that the Player Association signed off on this, which means Chris Paul knows he's leaving the Suns, so he needs to play the play-in tournament to get back in the playoffs if he signs with the worser team that isn't the Suns.
I hope that is not the case. I think Chris has got to have more integrity than that.
I know. It'd just be kind of funny if that narrative. That'd be funny if that narrative came true because I just thought about it. It's the only reason why
bizarre.
It's funny because it highlighted in the articles, every article I read specifically, Chris Paul and the Players Association signed off on having the play-in tournament.
Yeah, well, because he's the president.
Chris Paul, and just like thinking about why would Chris Paul be highlighted?
Like, can we think of anything that might have happened this season that would cause Chris Paul to leave the Suns
and might go to a worser team and needs the play-in tournament? Yeah. Put all the pieces together.
I don't like the play-in tournament personally. No. I think it was fine for this past year because we had a shortened season and it was like, all right, whatever. Like that's a decent fix for what we had. But we're going back to a regular season, if I'm not mistaken, 82 games.
Yep.
Right.
Starting in October. So we're gonna be basically bringing back game breakdowns in about
a regular season, and that's 1 seed through 8th seed makes it in each conference. If you're below that, you don't make the playoffs. I think it's as simple as that.
You get a lottery
pick. You don't like a 10th seed making the playoffs from the play-in tournament. Yep. Like you don't. I don't know. You just don't deserve it.
No,
like, you don't play if you weren't good enough to make the playoffs. Then I don't think you deserve to have that shot in the play-in tournament. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't sit right with me. It's just like it seems like another cop out almost.
Makes no sense. Anyway, again, it was fine for. Again, I agree with you. It was fine for this year. Not good for next year. That's all. That's all.
Because we're gonna have a regular normal season. I don't know why it needs to come back to that.
Again, short off season is not going to help. And again, probably a lot of people are going to be injured next year. So let's expect to have a lot of players injured next year.
Mm-hmm. That's very possible.
That's kind of what I'm predicting.
We talked about it last time with Kawhi might not be able to come back for next season or for a good chunk of it.
So again,
we already have injuries like coming into the next season. Yeah,
it's not great personally, but
it does not bode well for the rest of us.
Nope, and not bode well for us fans who have to watch everyone get injured next year. So
seriously, and then we're just gonna watch like the bench warriors, come out and just absolutely like not the Golden State Warriors, but just like we're gonna see some like who was I think Malachi Flynn on the Raptors, like who is that? And he came out and I think had like 6 or 7, 8 starts this season because of all the injuries, and he played pretty well. But it's like he just comes out of nowhere, and you're like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I mean, one person who you're surprised to see play really well was Frank Campazzo from the Nuggets.
Frank Campazzo too, yeah. Is it Frank or Franco?
It's Frank Campazzo. I think it's just Frankie, Franco. I think it's just Frank. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of funny that like we see all these bench guys step up, but again, we might see that next year. So just be ready for a lot of injuries. I'm going to end it with that.
Yeah, it's not Frank. It's
no.
It's a Spanish name that I don't really want to butcher. So, but yeah, I guess the American version is Frank.
Yeah. You want to start the next segment while I look up Frank Campazzo's name?
Are we?
We're on the last little bullet point because you added this in last minute. So.
Yeah, I just added this before we started. So yeah, I've been hearing some things about, I'm sure everybody else has, about the Lakers being interested in trading for a veteran point guard, specifically a veteran point guard, because I guess Schroeder did not do it for them.
RDC World. Schroeder, you trash.
Hey, you trash.
Oh, Kuzma, listen to this from the bottom of my heart, but you trash.
So like I don't know, they're definitely gonna I think they're gonna trade Kuz, they're gonna trade Schroeder. Those two are out. They want to get a veteran point guard. I don't know exactly who they would look for, or I know who they're looking at. I know Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook were on the top of their list. I don't know exactly how that's going to work out, but honestly, I think trading for Westbrook for the Lakers, it could be a good move, but I think no joke for the Wizards, I think it's not a bad move. Okay,
it's not a bad move for the Wizards.
Getting Kuz and Schroeder. Now I know Kuzma did not play well on the Lakers. That's very obvious, but he did have a couple good seasons before LeBron came in and really took the team over. So I think it's possible that Kuzma could maybe, if he gets a bigger role, maybe he can put up some bigger numbers. But
that's kind of a given. But it's going to be how efficient are those numbers?
Well, how efficient is he going to be is the real question. And then adding Schroeder as maybe the starting point guard, and then you have Bradley Beal, Kuz, Bertans, Thomas Bryant. I think that could be something in there for the Wizards. And then if they try to trade for Chris Paul, I have absolutely no idea what that would possibly look like.
Well, they would have to sign him because Chris Paul's a free agent, so we'll see.
Right. Okay.
Or he might. The other thing that they might happen is that they'll accept his player option, then they'll trade him, like a sign and trade for his player option type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So
but I think a sign and trade would require some cooperation from the Suns.
Oh yeah, they would have to accept. They would have to have Paul accept his player option. Then they would have to trade his 1-year deal.
Yeah. So we have to see what's going to happen with that.
My only thing that you said that was kind of throwing me off is that trading for Westbrook is the really dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, because you're putting that next to LeBron, who's debatably the same type of archetype, who's very athletic.
I mean, they have a very similar game for sure. Well, that's why I said I don't know how it would go for the Lakers. For the Wizards, I think it would work out.
Wizards would be it would steal. This is a great steal. You can Kuz, Schroeder, and a couple picks.
I mean, you would have to get picks. I don't know if it would be a steal, but I think it could work out for the Wizards. But no, you're right. For the Lakers, who knows?
Who knows?
And exactly. It's because Westbrook also demands the ball a lot. He is not a great off-ball player.
And guess who demands the ball a lot too? AD, LeBron.
LeBron, that's right. So I don't know. I think Westbrook going to the Lakers definitely would be a weird thing for the Lakers. But like I said, for the Wizards, could be something in there for them.
Could be. Again, that's I didn't really think about it, but Lakers are going to need somebody better than Schroeder if they want to make actual noise next year.
Yeah, they need they need a veteran point guard if they're going to, because I'm assuming that they're, when LeBron and AD are completely healthy, they're going to, push for another. They're going to be in contention for a title again.
I hope so.
They need a point guard, a solid point guard.
They better do better. They better do better than they did this year. They better do better. Yeah, better do better. That's the issue.
Better do better.
They better do better. They better do better than they did last year our last season, which is technically now or 2 days ago, whatever. Point being,
yeah. But
yeah, this
like, and who else would if they? I'm pretty sure like their point guards right now. You have Schroeder and Caruso. Like, I don't know how Caruso is going to do as a starting point guard.
Hell no.
On a championship
Hell
team.
no.
Like, I don't know if that's viable.
Hell no.
Yeah. Or he might play shooting guard. I'm actually not sure.
No, I think they should resign KCP. I think that's a good shooting guard.
Oh, I think KCP. Yeah, he was pretty solid for them. They have they have a decent bench, if I'm remembering correctly. It's not like great. But
it's not very deep either. But whatever, we'll make do. They'll make do with it because they got LeBron and they got AD. They got Mr. Space Jam and Unibrow.
We'll see how long AD can stay healthy for, though.
Yeah, I know that's the only problem.
Like, I mean, seriously, like, who knows? He might come back for like 4 games and then be like, "Oh, I'm hurt again," and then LeBron's gonna be like, "Well,
damn it.
Come on, are you serious?"
This thing, like. What are you doing?
Help me?
Help me! All right, we're rambling about
help. You have to stop getting angry.
We're rambling about the Lakers too long, but that's all we really wanted to talk about. And I mean, we're gonna have our mock draft in a couple days. We didn't want to do it this episode because we're already going on to 40 minutes, and the mock draft's gonna take another 40 minutes.
Yeah, just by itself, probably
too long. Let's do 2 episodes this week. You guys get extra content this week, so 2 episodes, and then we'll go back to our regular scheduling next week. With like maybe a post mock draft react. We're not even going to be able to do a post mock draft reaction because that's going to be on Thursday. Record Wednesday. We could do like a post draft, like actual draft reaction. I know. That may be a good idea. We might skip the episode if there's not enough news, and we can just do a post draft reaction as our episode for the week. Again, we don't know.
Works out.
It's a weird scheduling next week. But let you all know, there will be a post-draft reaction. There will be a mock draft, and that's all I can guarantee. And a lot of TikTok content will hopefully come out from this, from a last couple of things. But yeah, so next week, boys, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Hopefully, the offseason will be as exciting as it was this season, as this recent season was. So hopefully, our teams can play a little better next year. That's all I'm going to say for the future.
That's right. I'm praying.
We'll see y'all next week. Peace.